Hi friends, this is a really pleasant practice to incorporate at the end of a long day or right before bed. So the sequence is short and sweet. It's up the wall, just some hip openers, some reverse circulation to help just lower the heart rate and de-stress. And I know we can all use some extra de-stressing. So grab a blanket if you want a little extra cushion underneath the lower back as you go legs up the wall. Comfortable place to practice, and of course yourself. When you're ready, we'll get started. So we're gonna start out. I always have a lot of props around, but really you only maybe want to incorporate a blanket underneath the lower back. So you're going to go ahead and scooch against the wall. And if you have a blanket, I might go ahead and incorporate mine as well. So just to the lower back area. So you want to come down onto the floor. You want to kind of sit on your blanket here. Reach one arm out, nestle the head, and then go ahead and just slide the legs up the wall. So it's much easier from a side position and then getting into the legs up the wall instead of trying to scooch the seat closer to the wall. That's a little trick of the trade here in our yoga world. So finding yourself, your seat against the wall, go ahead and just extend the legs up and maybe move the feet about hip width apart. Arrive here, let's go ahead and take the arms out. Close the eyes and just an opening meditation here for the body as you arrive here against the wall. If you don't have a blanket underneath the lower back and you're getting here and you're thinking maybe you should reconsider, feel free to go ahead and bring that blanket in or a towel. And you can elevate the seat even on a pillow, but you just want to be mindful because we're going to be here for a little bit. You just don't want to keep that too high of elevation because it just sinks the blood kind of behind the heart space, which is fine if you just want to slow down the heart rate, but for a longer period of time, you might not want to do that. Feel the eyelids soften. Notice the space between the eyebrows, the forehead. Go ahead and smooth those spaces out. And feel the space internally between the temples. Feel that space settle. Feel the back of the head heavy into the floor or your mat or your rug. Feel length from the crown of the head to your tailbone. And maybe you want to reach additional length so you feel some true spaciousness between every vertebrae of the spine. Take an inhale, and then on your exhale, allow the shoulders to be heavy into your mat or the floor. Upper back, mid back, lower back, points of contact to the earth. Surrender the weight of the body. To add to more surrender, wiggle the toes. Feel the weight shifting out of the legs, out of the toes, out of the soles of the feet, out of the feet, ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs. Just feel that weight drawing all the way down to where your lower back body meets the floor. And it's though you're pouring out the heaviness of the body. Feel that same release in the mind, as though you're pouring the weight of your thoughts out the back of your head. Allow those to drip all the way down to the core of the earth. So you kind of take those hot thoughts and merge them with the hot core of the earth. Return them home. And then just allow yourself to feel cool here. And wiggle the fingers. And take the stress and the strain out of the fingertips, the need to do and to scroll and to type and to touch. Exhale and let it go. Fill your lungs up on a new breath. Fill your body, fill every cell with spaciousness, with awakeness, with that kind of cooling moon energy. Open the mouth, exhale. Let's do that again. Cool breath in, breathe, expand. Expand greater than your physical body. Can you take up the space of the room with just your presence? Hold that inhalation. Open the mouth and let go of whatever doesn't serve you. Stress, anxiety, comparison, fear, all the things, that narrative that just does not serve your greater self. And then for good measure, because we often think we have moved on when we haven't, take another breath in. Full breath, expand into your own greatness. And then open the mouth with sound, completely let go of what you do not, no longer need. Let it go, let it go. And then slowly slide the feet down the wall, hug the knees into the chest. Feel the tingling of the legs as you've been kind of extended up onto that wall space. And you're using the floor and the wall as support for your body. So not just the feet that you stand on, but your space that you can expand into for stability and support. Let's go ahead and extend the legs back at the wall, and then you're just going to take the legs as wide as they want to go. And then sometimes I'll kind of move the feet and little paddles just to kind of edge down the wall to my full extension. And then relax the glutes. Relax through the inseams of the legs. So those inner abductors might be holding tight. Find somewhere where you feel comfortable and you want to linger. Heels against the wall, sits bones against the wall, and then the lower back releases. You can place one hand on the belly, one hand on your heart. And then we're just going to breathe about 10, 12 rounds of breath here. So you're just enjoying some release of the body, some settling of the mind, some de-stressing. You can close your eyes here, or you can just find a point on the wall where your gaze is kind of down your nose. It's in Sanskrit we call it drishti, so focal point. Find your own focal point here, either with the eyes closed or open. Notice where your mind goes in stillness. The narratives are the thoughts that trickle to the surface. Noticing if these are thoughts that serve your greater self, your greater being, or if it's something that is weighing heavy still on you. And guess what? Every exhalation is an opportunity to let those thoughts go. And then just settle into the stillness of your mind, your body, and your spirit. I'm going to uncover a little bit more space here. So you can bring your hands to the inseams And then once again, as your body settles, it begins to really relax and it'll open into the shape even more. So you find a new edge, relax the glutes, relax the outer thighs, relax the inner thighs, and then maybe take the arms out, or maybe you want to go cactus arms or reach back. And then we'll go about 5 more breaths here. So you just feel the layers kind of peeling away and the ease coming into your body. See if you can release completely any sort of hold of the legs, any sort of connection that you are hanging on to. That need to control. See if you can trust fully the space that you're in. Let the space hold you. Let's go ahead and sweep the arms around. Hold the hands to the outsides of the thighs, bend the knees a little bit, and then let's go ahead and draw the legs in together. You can keep the feet about hip width here. Give it a little shake out. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And if you want, you can flex the feet here. Give a nice stretch to the calves. Linger in that sensation. And then maybe point the toes, stretch through the fronts of the ankles and the tops of the feet. Linger in those sensations. And then we'll wiggle to the toes here and kind of snap, crackle, pop them out, release any tension there. And then let's go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open wide. And you can maybe press the hands to the inseams of the legs so you get a little coaching in here to open the hip space. You can bring the feet farther down if that's comfortable, or maybe the feet go higher up if you prefer, and just find your sweet spot. So you might want to explore and then land wherever that feels good here. Close the eyes, relax the jaw, breathe. Soles of the feet connect. Lower back stays onto the mat, to the floor. We feel the femur bones, so those thigh bones connecting into your hip joints, into your torso, and that just subtle kind of pull of the connective tissue, that subtle pull of the hip joint. And then just settle here. Relax the glutes, relax the muscles of the thighs. You might need to keep a little bicep tricep strength here just to keep the opening. Keep the engagement of that opening of the hips. And then relax the shoulders, relax the space between the eyebrows. We'll linger here for several rounds of breath. Really cleanse the inner organs on the exhale, so you feel the navel sinking towards the anterior of the back body, and then you feel the diaphragm lifting up. So that in breath, out breath is a really nice tool for just cleansing into those inner organs, giving a really beautiful massage. And we're going to take this a step deeper in another 2 breaths. So just smooth, steady inhale, smooth, steady out breath. One more for good measure. And then we're going to hold the knees, step the feet on the wall. So this is, I like to call this frog on the wall. It's also just malasana, squat on the wall. And you're going to reach your arms through the inseams of the legs, so just like kind of zombie arms in a way. And then you're gonna reach those arms out, let the forearms press to the inseams of the knees. And you can heel toe the feet out so you find a really nice edge of your stretch here. Soles of the feet suction cup to the floor, all 10 toes connect. And then you just keep the forearms, just that weight of the forearms to give a little extra stretch to the inner hips and inner abductors. I think this is maybe one of the yummiest stretches because you really use gravity to find all the depth. And then relax the glutes, relax the outer thighs, the inner thighs. Relax any muscular energy here. You might feel yourself getting sleepy or just feeling incredibly relaxed. And you notice we've only done a handful of poses and how that just brings in a really nice feeling for the mind. You could do a couple of these poses before bed if you're feeling stressed, maybe the whole sequence or a handful that you like. Just don't be afraid to incorporate what you need when you need it. Let's go another 5 breaths. If you find you might have a little bit more space, maybe you want to walk the feet closer to the floor where the baseboard lies. You keep breathing those deep breaths, the last few breaths here. Go ahead and bring the arms to the outside, begin to draw the legs back in together, and then let's go ahead and just reach the legs up the wall again. You can kind of paddle them out. Shake them out. You can even bend the knees and windshield wiper if you want to come off that lower back. Soles of the feet can go into the wall. You can lift the hips and then lower down. Maybe lift and then lower. And then let's take the legs back up. Right leg's going to cross over the left, and then you're going to slide that left foot down the wall. And then heel toe the left foot over towards the right, so it's kind of that cow face pose, so the legs are crossed, and then you can reach and maybe hold for the shins. If you like to reach and hold for the feet, you can do that, and this gets your outer hips, and we'll just linger here. If this is too much, you can also just keep the feet on the wall, and that might just be plenty for you. Any tenderness in the knees, flex the feet. So any degree of this that feels nice. Any pinching in the lower belly, you can always come out a degree or two. And then just breathe deep into the belly. Relax the muscles. Breathe into the outer hips. Relax the head, the neck, the shoulders, the teeth, the jaw. Let go of any clenching and gripping and grimacing. And breathe into your positive space and your healthy space. This pose can be pretty confronting, so just find your edge and remind yourself that sensation is just that. It's sensation. It's a conversation your body has with your brain. And notice that sensation and maybe get curious about it. Get even more curious, and you swim around in it. Instead of feeling something and jumping away from it, maybe just look into it, explore it. and release. Left sole of the foot back underneath the knee, that left knee more towards the left side. And then go ahead and slide that right ankle to that left thigh, so right above the right ankle. And then you can use your right hand to press it away, so you make that nice figure 4 on the wall. You can also go a little bit less bend in that left knee and really focus in on that right hip. Just play around with what feels good for you here. 10 rounds of breath. And then again, I flex the foot just to kind of nourish the knee, protect the knee, but you can also point the toe if that feels good, or just let it hang out. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just savor these poses here. If you're doing this before bed, you don't have to linger quite so long in all of these, but maybe put on some nice music and just savor. Last couple breaths. Might be nice to incorporate just some pressure point massage into the feet. You can press underneath that right big toe mound, kind of move around underneath the mounds of the toes to the arch. Press the outside of the heel. Just giving yourself a little self-massage. A little tap out. Let's go ahead and extend that left leg up the wall. Take the right leg with the left leg. Oh, you might feel a little something. Releasing that right leg, and then we'll go ahead and cross left leg over the right leg. Begin to bend the knees, and then that right foot's gonna walk out. Maybe you're here in this crisscross shape and you feel plenty in the outer hips. Maybe you want to bring the knees a little closer or hold for the shin bones. Maybe you can reach around and grab for the outer edges of the feet. Draw the toes back and then linger here. Noticing the sides, the differences of the sides. You do have to use a little bit of tricep bicep strength here just to kind of keep the structure of your yogi pose. And that is if you need a little bit more edge, but everybody's flexibility is different in their bodies and different parts of their body, and also different on different days. So honor whatever you need in this moment today. And let your body talk to you here by way of those sensations. You want to find that happy line between the conversation or, something really demanding that's kind of yelling at you. So be easy with your body, but don't be afraid to get below the surface. Have a real conversation. There you are, old friend. Feel that left hip. There you go. Come on in, have a cup of tea. Let's talk about it. Is it work stress? Is it life stress? Is it all the things? Sometimes it helps just to connect. And then go ahead and unwind. You can take the right leg, extend it back up, and just set up that alignment with the right hip. And then you can bring right above that left ankle to the right thigh. You can press the left knee away, and then slowly just bring that right leg down to a degree that makes sense, and you'll find a figure 4 here. Sometimes I'll push my elbow into the inseam and just hold the foot. And just make sure your right hip isn't kind of jutting out towards the right side to the right shoulder. You want to keep the hip square so you really get the magic into that left hip. And then again, you can flex the foot if that is what your knee needs, or you can point the toe, just feel it out. And just linger and breathe. Notice the rise and the fall of the breath, the beautiful lungs expanding, and you're breathing in the breeze, the air, the nourishment from outside, and you're drawing it in to nourish the inside. And think coolness, cool breeze flowing in, cooling any heat of the body. If you want to awaken some things in the vital organs, pressure point massage, yummy self-massage. You press around the foot. You might notice like some sensitivities in parts of your inner body. So those inner organs, maybe the kidneys, you feel a little something. Maybe you feel the liver, feel sensitive. You might even feel sensitive here on the foot. You just kind of massage around, massage the heel, a little tap out. I love these tapping massages too. Maybe I'll do a class on a tapping massage. Those are really beneficial. And then let's go ahead and release. You can take the right leg up, left leg up, and you feel that circulation flush back into the left hip. If it's really nice, give it a little shake out. And then we'll go wide on the legs again, so just as we started. So this is kind of the last pose before we wrap out. If there's any other poses you want to revisit, you can pause the video and do that here or after. We'll just find that full extension of the legs out, reach through the heels, maybe point the toes, flex the feet, and then relax the legs, let the wall support you here, and then hands can go to the belly, to the heart, to the belly and the heart, or out wide. If you liked the cactus arms, or maybe you want to reach and do a diamond shape with the arms, you can do that. And just release what is connected to the earth. Soften what's connected to the wall. And then release any bits of tension in any corner of your body. Cool breath in. Release the heat. You can do a couple more of those, or just steady breaths in and out. And just slowly start to feel whole, feel content, feel at ease. Feel connected, feel nurtured, feel loved, feel restored. A little bit more space you move into, you're welcome to get there. And we'll do another 5-6 rounds of breath. Soften your edges. welcome to stay here longer if this is comfortable enough for Shavasana. If you would like to do legs up the wall for Shavasana, legs together up the wall, you're welcome to do that. You can also take traditional Shavasana just laying on your mat. So finding a position that is calling to you, feel free to take that. You can also do palm on the forehead and just lay on your mat on the belly. Maybe that's nice after all of that. Wherever you end up, close the eyes, relax the jaw. Arrive in your final resting pose. Shavasana. You're welcome to stay here longer. And if you're ready to move on, go ahead and deepen the breath. And wiggle the fingers and the toes, just the air of lightness of your being. And slide the feet down the wall, let the knees draw towards the chest. And then we'll roll to the right side and pause for a moment. Same way you came into this practice will come out of it. So just linger here for a moment. Let the circulation flush back into the legs. Let the heart space settle. And then when you're ready, slowly transition to a comfortable seat. Bring the palms together to your heart space. What an honor to share this practice with you. I sincerely hope you incorporate it into your end of day or your before bedtime routine. Maybe it's a midday snack for you when you're feeling, some of the stress of life and the world. Sending you so much love and good energy.